It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Welcome to another deep conversation on Vincent to the World, your personal journey to health, wealth, and happiness. My name is Dino Delpesh, your host. I am an entrepreneur and a bodyweight strength coach. Now, if you don't know what that is, it's all good. Just stick around and you'll soon find out. My aim with this segment is to have very deep conversation with extraordinary people from the island of St. Vincent and the Grenadines and abroad. Now, these conversations are designed to bring you greater possibilities and insights into living a healthier lifestyle physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and wait for the big one, financially. Now, if you're the kind of person who attaches value to living a healthier lifestyle, personal development, and self-growth, this is your conversation. Blessed love and respect to everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Now, today is a special segment on Vincent to the World. Today, I'm having with me here the first Vincentian guest on Vincent to the World. And this is somebody who I've known for a very long time. I've known this guy since I was 11 years old. Then he migrated and, a lot of things happened in between that span of time. Now, today I'll be inviting with me to have a very deep conversation, no other than Tholin Johnson. Okay, a lot of you guys don't know him by the name of Tholin Johnson. Not even me call him Tholin at all. Everybody know him as Miguel Johnson. Okay, but for the sake of his birth paper and for the sake of what he has been using for all these years, and Tholin Johnson has been a former U.S. Army sergeant, and he's a distinguished leader who has been awarded excellence in armory, and he also has multiple soldier and NCO of the month awards. He'll have to talk a bit about that. He's also an expert marksman shooter. So this is the kind of guy that can shoot you from one side of the mountain all the way to the next. Okay, so you got to be careful with these type of people, okay? And he has numerous certifications ranging from suicide prevention, master fitness trainer, and combative. So this guy can kick you in the face. Okay, so you just got to be a bit patient. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. And he's quite a big guy. The last time I met this guy, he was one of the skinniest person you can ever find. But today he's quite a big guy, okay? But to be honest, he's one of the most loving and caring person you would ever meet, okay? Don't let his looks, intimidate you or anything, because what this guy stands for is so much more than what, your eyes can tell. So I'll just bring on Mr. Johnson, Sergeant Johnson, to just give us a bit more about himself, and we can start this conversation. What's up, my man? What's up, my man?
What's Clyde?
Blaze.
What's up? Bless you.
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you doing, bro? How are you doing?
I'm great as always. Appreciate you having me on here.
Man, this conversation is a long time coming.
Yeah, I know.
Huh?
I know. The Vince people probably I have more of a Jamaican accent because when I moved to America, then I was around Jamaica more, so I kind of picked that, that up.
But what's interesting with you is when we speak, your accent, flip in and out now and again. So that's really interesting, That's really interesting. I hope I got everything on point. And there's some stuff that I didn't include it because we'll be on this segment, talking about, everything that you have accomplished and everything that you have done. But maybe just for the viewers who may not know as much, maybe you can just introduce yourself a bit and say a little bit about Tholin Johnson. I know most Vincent know you as Miguel. I don't know what you'll prefer during this period of time. So your choice.
I mean, they could call me whatever, but most people in St. Vincent know me as Miguel from Bottom Kittels. So big up to all my Kittel people. And right now, so I moved from St. Vincent over to the States, and then now I'm living in Germany, in Europe. So pretty much in St. Vincent, I was at St. Mary's, and then I went to grammar school, which was pretty big for me growing up. And then I was Cub Scout cadets when I was in St. Vincent, and did some things there. And I miss my Vinci days, man. I love Vinci because that's where I'm rooted. Little secret, I'm actually born in St. Lucia, but I don't know how to speak. I don't need know how to speak Patois Creole, so they own me.
You sell out.
Yeah. But all my love is in Vinci, man. That's where I grew up. That's where I met, the people that's instilled in my life and was a great inspiration like you, to me throughout my life and stuff. So
Real talk. And it's just amazing, man, that, because of technology and Facebook, we have been able to connect, throughout the years. I can remember the first time when you left, maybe we didn't speak to each other until maybe 2 years. And I can remember this one particular girl you were dating. I don't know this Vincent girl, you're in America, but you're dating this chick. She met me in the street and be like, hey, you're Dino. And like, yeah, Tholin, what's that? I'm like, who's Tholin? And then she said, and then she organized for us to talk. So that was really dope. That was really dope.
Yeah, that's how it always goes, man. We're well connected and networking.
But enough about your Vincent days. Let's get into the meat of the matter. You have really accomplished a lot throughout the years. Ever since you were kids, you were a leader more or less. And I really looked up to you in that sense. Every Saturday, this guy would get up like real early. I don't even know. I think it was earlier than 6 a.m. to go to grammar school to the training with the cadets, and that was really dope, man. That was, looking back at that right now, it just showed the type of discipline you had as an 11 years old. You don't find 11 years old having that level of discipline. There's only few. If you had to have a superpower, what would that superpower be and why?
Well, I already see like humans of having superpower. We could do a lot of things with our mind. So
yeah,
that's one thing I love about myself is my mind. I have a very strong mind. So I already see that as a superpower to begin with. But if I had to pick one, it would be for eternal life. All right. And the reason I want eternal life is to continue to see what I can do, see how much impossibles I can make possible, see how much lives change, just see how things are laid on in the future. See where, this No Beloved thing that I'm doing go, see where your thing goes. Just to see my kids grow up, and not have to worry about dying. So it's just, I don't think I want to do anything special or, like teleport and stuff like that. I just want to continue to have the human life that I have, but just longer, and see how much we can do in the future and how much change there could be in the world as we keep going.
Easy. I see in that answer, I can see that the idea of legacy comes to my mind. It seems like you attach a lot of value to the whole idea of legacy. Like right now, you're the founder of the KnowbeloveTM. I know a lot of people may be wondering, what is KnowbeloveTM? How does that work? And how does your legacy ties into all that?
Yeah. So Know Be Loved means know yourself, be yourself, love yourself. So the way I think I see Know Be Loved is basically people have to get to know who they are, right? And to have this understanding of who you are. And that's how you're going to get through a lot in life. A lot of people, they go through life and they don't know who they are. I was like that. I knew I was getting through things, but I didn't know why. And there's times, tough times would come, and I'll like get down, and it's like, bro, that's not me. I'm used to always getting through it, and then I have to look back on life and see, hey, I'm an actual tough, strong-minded person, and then look at all the stuff that I've done. So it's just getting that time to really know who you are. Then when tough times come, you're already being yourself. So, and once you keep being who you are, and people accepting who you are for who you are, and you see that you're just yourself, then you start to love yourself even more, and you start to accept yourself for who you are. You accept your flaws and everything like that, and it just makes, and the time that I did it, when I did it, is like life just became beautiful. Like I could go through anything, and I know, hey, I could get through it, and I'm gonna be that person. I'm gonna be myself. All right, I'm not gonna be whoever somebody else want me to be, and then I'm gonna keep loving me. And that self-love thing, people see it as like selfish. You know, they think it's selfish. But what you don't understand is, in order for you to truly love somebody else, you got to first understand how to love yourself.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
How to take care of you, so that you can let somebody else take care of themselves, and then you can know how to really take care of somebody else. So
yeah,
that was a big thing. Like Knowbe Love really got me through a lot of stuff, and it's just getting to know who you are and being that person you want to be, and just loving and accepting all of you. And when you love yourself, you would always want to take care of yourself. You always want the best for yourself, and it's not a selfish thing at all, you know. So
yeah,
big thing.
That's really dope. You know, what you said, you remind me of this one interview with Will Smith when he said self-love is self-discipline.
Yeah.
You know, and truly a lot of people would say they love themselves, but a lot of people, if they really look at what love is, they would question saying that. And what you are doing is really remarkable, and this is one of the reasons why when I meet people like you, I feel proud to be Vincentian, to be honest. You know, and it makes me feel good, you know, to come from such a small island, knowing that such remarkable people, you know, have came from this place. But sometimes, you know, saying know yourself, be yourself, and then love yourself. It seems like there's a hierarchy. You got to start from knowing yourself, then being yourself, because you can't be yourself unless you know yourself. And you can't, yeah. So this is very interesting. I know there's a lot of people, a lot of young people who struggle with this. You know, I've experienced a lot of youths, you know, being lost with who they are. Like, how do somebody get to that point, start discovering who they are? Like, you know, shouldn't I already know who I am? Like, how do I figure that out as a young person?
So as a young
anybody.
Person, so for anybody you already know it, but you kind of. So for me, the biggest, like I said, I was getting through tough times, but I was there still, you know, being angry or being down and stuff like that. And I do get to that point, but I become aware that, hey, I'm not this person. So then you transition, right? So it's basically just taking time out and to write. All right. The big thing that helped me was a journal. I keep track of a journal. I keep track of the way I think, the things I do. And by seeing the journal, you kind of see the way you think. You could assess yourself and get to know yourself more. You'd be like, oh, I reacted in this situation. Now the next day, you see the same situation arise, and then you see that pattern in you, and that's how you really get to know who you truly are, is to just write down, hey, this is what I think of myself. This is who I want to be, and this is how I get there.
Dope. Are you okay? That's dope. You know, like when I'm listening to you, I don't know if this is something that I can hear a lot of discipline. I know that, like, even me myself, you know, I feel like sometimes I'm competing against the noise. I'm competing against the trends. I'm competing against what's popular. Right. You know, you know, getting a journal doesn't seem cool at all. You know, it's not a cool thing. It's not a cool guy kind of thing. Unless maybe one of those celebrity comes out and they say, like, you know, the reason for all of my success is because, you know, I've been journaling for all these years, you know. Like, how do you get to a point where you can develop this habit of start journaling? Is it something that, okay, I'm having a tough day, let me just start to put all my thoughts, whether it's good or bad, on paper and see how it goes? Is it as simple as that?
It's not as simple. It takes discipline, and it takes you knowing exactly what you want in life, right? So if you know you want to get to know yourself, and somebody tell you, hey, keep a journal and this is the steps you have to go through, then you have to be committed to that. All right. And that's why it comes with the whole know yourself, be yourself, love yourself, right? Is that you got to focus, hey, I want to better myself. So I can't listen to the outside noise. I need to stay focused on what I need to do. So in order for you to better yourself, you have to cancel out all those outside noise and just focus on what you need to focus on. So it's not doing what's cool, because if you look at all the rich people right now, right? Like Elon Musk, all the Jobs, who else? Bill Gates, all those guys, you know, they're people who as kids got picked on, right? People think they're nerds, not that cool, but now they're successful in life because they put in that commitment and work ethic, and they were focused on what they wanted to accomplish, and they didn't care what other people thought. Sometimes people told them working too hard. So you need to have a goal, and it all starts with a goal and a vision, all right? And then that would align you with your purpose.
That's very interesting. These are some really, you know, groundbreaking basics that you're dropping: your goal, vision, purpose. I can remember I was having a conversation with one of my younger clients, and you know, he asked the question, how do you find your purpose? You know, how do you do that? You know, I haven't had my answer that I gave him, but your method, I know that you're a life coach as well. You know, you've been using your experience throughout the years as being a leader in the military now to coach other veterans. And I'm sure maybe this question comes up, you know, with your own clients. Like, how do you help somebody find their purpose so that they can set goals that align with their purpose?
So the easiest way I help with finding a purpose is to simply think of something that you love doing, right? And it takes no effort. Like you feel like, hey, if I have a bad day, I wake up and I have a bad day, I can still do this. Nobody has to pay me to do this, right? And that's how you know what your purpose is. So for me, it took me a while to finally realize, hey, this is my purpose, to help people grow in life, to progress. And that's what I love. Like with this, I'm up sometimes at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning because my clients are from different countries, most in the States, which is a different time zone than here. So I'm up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning doing work, you know, with them, and I'm energized and I'm having fun. I'm loving it, you know, and that's what you want. Yeah, there's going to be days that's it's tough and I feel sore or I feel tired. But once I start to talk and do my thing of life coaching, like seeing transformation, the most beautiful thing for me is seeing transformation in life of others. And it's so beautiful to see somebody break through and realize, hey, this is what I need to be doing. And they just strong head on at it, you know, getting through that stuck. So the biggest thing is to what is it that you love doing? Like, you know it, you know what you love doing. Don't about what other people think you should be doing. All right. That's what people get hung up with a lot. People tell them, hey, you should be doing that. No, think for yourself what you really love doing. All right. Because you're gonna get to a point where people around you are not gonna agree what you're doing. They're not gonna see what you're doing, right? So you gotta know for yourself, hey, this is what I want to do, and that's how you're gonna go at it. Because when the tough times come and nobody's there, those people who told you to do this, they're not gonna be there. You're gonna have to do it for yourself. So you might as well be doing something you love.
Straight up. That's dope. You know, this reminds me a lot. I usually see this happens a lot where usually what happens with people is that they don't recognize their talent as a talent. They don't recognize their own skill as a skill, and you'll hear this comes up a lot. Like, oh, I can't do anything. Like, you know, what I do is not really that awesome. And even me, I suffered with that. I had that problem. I never see skill and talent in myself. And I was having a bath recently. I was having a bath, and a thought came to my mind. I was like, oh, but you know, you're quite smart. Look at all the things that you have done. I've never ever acknowledge myself as being smart. You know, and it just came to me. And I can remember when I was first, as I said, trying to know myself, you know, like how you put it. One thing that I did, one of the advice that I got was to find 5 persons who know you best. and ask these people, like, what do they think are your strengths?
Right.
So they will give you an unbiased answer. You don't really tell them, oh, I'm trying to figure out my purpose or stuff like that. You just ask them like a casual question about you, because they would observe you from the outside and they would tell you the people who are closest to you. And if you trust them, ask people who you trust to give you an honest answer, and just ask them. And you'll be surprised of some of the skills and talents that you'll have that you don't even acknowledge to be skills and talents. Usually we are looking at the skills and talents of everybody else, trying to do those things. And that's sometimes where we get so stuck. That's trying to know there's already millions of other people in the world. The best thing to do is to be yourself. Right. And the whole idea of purpose and doing what you love. Like, I love the way how Jim Quick put it. He says, your purpose is using your passion to serve other people. Yeah. So just like what you said, using the thing that you love to do to serve others. Yeah. That's real dope, man. That's real dope.
And it's funny you say that, because that's actually how I found out about life. I didn't even know what life coaching is. I was actually talking to somebody and giving them advice, and they were like, "Bro, your advice is really good. Like, you should be getting paid to do this." And then I was like, "Yeah, that would be nice," but I didn't think that was a thing, So then they were like, "Well, do you know about life coaching?" I was like, "No, what is that?" So I jumped on and I Googled and saw what it was, and then that next weekend I booked a ticket to go see E.T. Eric Thomas in London.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that.
And it was like, what am I doing here, And it was crazy, because I was about to miss my flight, and I was like, God, if this is what I'm supposed to do, send me a message. And as soon as I said that, right, I got a SMS text from the airlines that my flight got delayed.
Wow.
Bro, I cannot make this up, man. And I was like, what the hell? And I was like, all right, cool, let's get it. So I went to the airport, and then I found out when you travel in Europe, you could what is it called? So you could like just quickly go through the airlines. You could check in on your phone. So I travel with a backpack, so I don't have to do all that, security and stuff. So I also did that, and it was crazy. Everything just perfectly aligned for me to get there on time, get on the flight. And then when I got there, I got there and I got my ticket, and I went to my seat. It was right where the speakers were. I was right in the row with the speakers, man. And I networked with some really great people. And I found the best speaker there was from Germany, which was funny. And then a big incident happened to where me and him had an opportunity to talk. So a big incident was going on, and I saw him standing there. I was like, hey, this is a good opportunity to go network with this guy to find out how I could do things in Germany. So I seized the opportunity. I went and talked to him. And then, history is from there. Like, he mentored me how to start my business in Germany and everything. So I was man, this is crazy. Everything aligned for me to be there at that point. And it was a great experience. And from there, I haven't looked back on it at all.
Yeah. I can see that. Like, after that story, I have so many different things I want to ask, in terms of, the whole idea of networking and how important is that, because we have this thing here in St. Vincent where people would say, oh, it's hard to find jobs. I've sent out 100 of applications, and, it's who who get jobs and stuff like that. Like, yes, I know it's definitely who you know. And the question is who but how important is networking, and how do you use networking as a tool in your practice? As a Vincent,
So networking is very important, and I think people don't get the opportunity to do it because they're fearful. So the big thing is you don't have to be fearless, but don't let fear stop you from doing what you're supposed to do. Okay, so that you have to go talk to people and engage with people, and always find a reason to have a conversation. So I always, you remember we talked to you about this. I would always find, I don't know what it is. I get a feel. Find a way to conversate with somebody. You could talk to somebody about anything, and you'd be surprised. So it's very important. So you can make a goal for yourself to network every day. Find somebody to talk to and to connect with.
Yeah,
and you'll be surprised of the doors that were open for you that will always close. It's all open, and everything just start to align. So networking is very, very important. Like, you need help to get into some places, but if you don't get that help, I mean, keep knocking it down until you get in there.
Yeah,
because
definitely
there are people who still never got help to get in anywhere, like from networking and stuff like that, and they still were persistent, and they still went to achieve their goal even without knowing anybody. So don't let that ever get in your way. If somebody, is feeling that way, don't let that ever get in your way. The no's get in your way of achieving what you need to achieve. So the big thing for people is to be persistent like a drug dealer. They get a lot of no's. Not a drug, a drug addict. I mean, a drug addict. All right. So
okay.
Do everything in their power to get what they want. All right. I'm not saying be bad and do bad things, but have that mindset that, hey, this is what I want to get, and I'm going to get it. And if you don't get it, then you create the opportunity for yourself. So that's what a lot of people are scared to create. Create something, and the biggest thing I tell people is, like, if you really think about it, like, we don't know what is really possible. We don't know the full potential of possibility. So you could always create opportunities for yourself. It doesn't have to stop at the first no. It don't have to stop at the 1,000 no. Just keep going, and the opportunity would arise for you.
Straight up. There's this life coach who I follow a lot, and who I really, whose work I really embody, called Rich Litvin. And he has a good way of saying it, exactly what you said. He says, yes lives in the land of no. And the reason why he's able to get more clients than some of his students is because he was willing to get more no than they were.
Yep.
Yeah. But just to bring things back a bit, today our main focus is more about mental toughness. And that's a really, something that is being underplayed a lot. I know that you were in the military, so you have had a lot of extensive training when it comes to discipline, not only physically but mentally. You mentioned that you were a marksman, one of those sharpshooter. We actually have a Vincent who can, kill people from Kingston to Annisville, but all jokes aside, like, how has mental toughness really played a part in your personal development per se?
Mental toughness is everything. You gotta be. So people think of physical strength more than they think of mental strength, and I think it's a big thing. Is the stigmas around it. So your mind kind of controls a lot of what you do. So you gotta have a strong mind. So we could talk about the marksmanship thing, right? So
Talk to me, brother.
How mentally strong I was at that point. And when I started out, I went to basic training, and we had an M16, right? And you have to shoot 40 is the number that you gotta get. So you get 40 shots.
Wait, what is an M16? You need to upgrade me on my gun knowledge. An M16, like, what's that?
It's a machine gun.
Okay, cool.
It's the long one from back in the day. It was the old U.S. Army ones.
Oh, okay, cool.
So, yeah. So we had M16, right? And the first time we went to shoot in basic training, I shot a 7 out of 40. All right, I only get 7 targets. I only get 7 targets out of 40. So my drill sergeant got in my ass, man, and he told me I don't need to be in the Army. I'm a piece of shit. All this stuff. And, that's their way of motivating you. Well, to see if you're gonna sink or swim.
Okay.
So when he said that to me, I knew in my head, like, what are you talking about, man? I'm like, really? I'm the shit, you know? That's how I always think of that mentality. Like, you don't know who you're talking about. I'm a So I wrote in my book, I had a notepad, right? And I wrote in there F drill sergeant, whatever his name was. And I wrote it there, right? And from that day, we had these drills called diamond washer drills. So you have the gun, you try to practice how stable you can shoot. So you put a pipe inside and then you put a dime on the edge, right? And if your job is to slowly pull the trigger, so you're learning how to trigger squeeze without jerking the weapon, right? So you get more accuracy. So every single day I was doing that. I was just diamond washer every day. All the downtime we had, I'm just diamond washing. I'm challenging people. I started to challenge other people to do it until I got better and better. And then I got up to 20. I got out of 20 out of 40, and I went up to him and I would just look at him. I just keep walking, right? and then it came up till it was time to graduate, and then I shot a 38 out of 40. I shot expert. Yeah, so it was just, hey, nobody's gonna tell me I'm a piece of shit and I need to be down, and that negative, keep me down like that. I know I can be better than this and I can achieve more. So my mindset was to go and show, hey, I'm gonna shut you up and I'm gonna show you how better. And then after that, during my whole career, I was an expert shooter, and won Top Gun, and taught other soldiers how to also be expert shooters and Top Gun shooters and have Top Gun crews and stuff like that. So that was a big part of showing tough mindset. You also need tough mindset to get through a lot in life. You get tough times. So most of my life, when we moved from the islands to the States, and I really got that from my mom. I'm gonna say straight up, I got a tough mindset from my mom, Linda Spence.
I was about to ask, like, where did all that come from, bro? Like,
My mom is super tough, and she basically taught us, like, we got to take care of ourselves. And I gotta say, like, I owe everything to her with that mindset. And my mom has always supported me to push through and get through everything, on my own, especially when we moved to the States. So this is a disclaimer to all Vincent people, all right? well, I be prepared, all right? When somebody go foreign, that don't mean they get off the plane and they jump in the cash. All right? You'll arrive and there's money there, All right, it's very, very tough. All right, moving from the islands to a foreign country, and we had to go through a lot, man. We had to go through a lot that people didn't know, but my mom still took care of us and took care of her family back in this St. Lucia. So we had to eat like. There was a time I was telling my girlfriend about this, that we had to get off the dollar menu and we were eating like, off the dollar menu. So we had like 15 burgers, right? And that would be breakfast, lunch, and dinner, for like a week or so, and we ate off of that stuff. And one thing she made sure of, that we were always taken care of, and when the time was rough, she didn't have much, but she made sure we were always taken care of. We had to move like 8 times and stuff like this. It was just really, really rough times, and just getting through that stuff really helped my mindset to be strong, because it's like always practicing gratitude. All right, always in the little things and the little, being grateful for the little things, because knowing where we came from. All right,
definitely.
Just keep building on the mindset that, hey, I can always achieve better. This is not it for me, So during the crisis thing, I came up with the COVID-19 KBL Success Challenge. It's just teaching people how to make better decisions. It's teaching people how to make viable decisions throughout life, using this time to better yourself. Every time you go through something, it doesn't have to be something that will keep you stuck. It don't have to keep you down. So for the longest time in life, I kept saying, hey, I made it through the dirt, right? But then when I really look back on life and I started to build knowledge and I started to see, hey, all of these things brought me to where I need to be now, where I could survive anywhere. You know, I can move to any country. I no longer see it as dirt. I see it as clay. All right.
Yeah. I like that.
Clay. All right. And all this stuff molded me into who I want to be now and who I am proud to be now. And the thing about with clay, when you see a potter, right, they're like doing their thing with their hand, right? When they start off, it doesn't look right. And people on the outside, and they'll see that, hey, what is he doing, man? That don't even look right. You know, they'll laugh at it and stuff like that. But in the potter's head, right, the creator of what he's doing, he knows where he's going with it. He knows the masterpiece he wants to make with it. And that's how you got to look at your life. Like, you know where you want to go and you know what you're going to do in life. So you keep molding yourself. Don't think about what other people are saying, what other people are doing, because they're not seeing your vision of how beautiful masterpiece you're building yourself into be. And, you know, you might drop off piece, you know, you might take away some, and you might put more clay. It doesn't matter. Just keep molding yourself, and you will get your end result. When they see the masterpiece, then they'll be proud and see where you were going with everything, you know. So it's the person who's making that pot is the one who's controlling the masterpiece that you're doing. So that was the big thing for me, is to not look at it as I'm going through dirt, but that was clay.
That's really dope, you know, and it's so important. Everything that you said right there is so important. That mental toughness, having a vision, being grateful, you know, and these things are needed in every venture you take part in, whether it is to transform your body, what it is to excel in your career, what it is to excel in life generally. Like when I bring on a new client, one of the first thing that we do is a goal setting assessment, where, you know, you start creating goals and have a vision of the body that you want to step into. Because unless you have such a vision, like you just said, you know, it would be so easy, you know, for you to give up. You know, it would be so easy for you to stop. You won't have any reason why should I be expelling my energy into this thing that is so difficult and so hard when the clay doesn't look like how it wants to look. You don't know where it's gonna go, so you need that vision.
Right.
You know, you must have hope of the clay becoming, you know, that pot in the end. So that's really deep what you're, you know, what you just mentioned there. And I hope that people understand that as much as the physical aspect of your healthy lifestyle is important, the mental part is as important. They need to work hand in hand with each other.
Yeah.
You know?
You have to build strategies to get through, you know, the tough times. So the big thing for me, and that I help, you know, my clients see, is like being proud and being excited for challenges in life. Like, you know, there's gonna be tough times. Like, that's inevitable. You know, tough times. You're gonna struggle. Like, the struggle is gonna happen. So the challenges are gonna come. So it's like up to you how you're gonna deal with it. So if you're excited for it. So one thing I tell people is like, you ever seen a movie? You ever seen a movie that everything is good in the movie and it just
good,
goes
exactly.
Boring, man. I need some excitement.
Exactly.
The challenges is your action, man. That's like, hey, action. Like, I need some action. I need some, you know, shooting and jumping out of parachute, stuff like that. So that's what is your action scene. So it's like, what are you gonna do with your action scene? You want to make it a good ending, or you want it to make it a sad ending? You know, so you gotta know what you want in life and look at it like, hey, you gotta be excited for the challenges because you know they're gonna come. Like, I'm not saying like I when challenges come, I'll be like, oh man, but then I'll be like, all right, cool. I understand. It's just knowing who I am. You know that sometimes you don't want these struggles, but it's like, all right, I've been here before. You know, you got to remind yourself of the tough times you got through before in life, and you're going. You've been here before. You went through this before. All right, how did you do it? And that's why it's important to have a journal so that you could flip back through the pages of those bad days. You could do something to where you mark the bad days on your book, right? You could mark them in red, the tips in red, and you could flip back through and see how you got through it. Now makes it more easier for you as you go in the future. So you got to have your action C's, man. You got to love challenges.
Straight up.
When they come.
Straight up, yeah.
Struggles, and then when they come, man, you just keep going. That's like I told you why I say soar above your mountains, right? Is when you climb that mountain and you keep climbing, you build that threshold. You know, you guys say threshold for physical training and stuff. So you build that threshold to where now you're used to accomplishing your mountains. Every time it's easier and easier and easier to get over your mountains till where you soar over it. If you ever look from up top of a plane, from the top of a plane, right? The mountain looks higher from the ground, but up top, it all looks like level ground. It's all leveled out. All right, so that's how soar above your mountains mean to like just keep getting over your mountains, keep getting over your obstacles in life, and until where you build that threshold to get through anything, basically.
Straight up. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. And you need great stories to tell. So as you said, it's like a movie. You can't just be having everything good and dandy. If you don't have these, big action scenes in your life, you have no interesting story to share with people, man. Like your kids and your grandkids. Like one thing that I love about grandparents, they always have some sort of interesting story to tell about this time when this happened and mother threw them out the house because of this. And those are the most amazing stories.
Yeah.
So, we need our own stories as well. And I remember having this thought as well, like if you're not getting excited when hard time comes, you're not a real warrior of God. And the faith has no place in a world where it's just sunshine and rainbow. So we need these things, man. It's all part of the making.
it all helps you grow too, because you see
yeah.
Hey, I could get through this. Oh man, like if you're a listener right now, think of a time that you've got through something that you thought was impossible, you never would have got through before. And just think about that. And I'm pretty sure you would see, hey, it would give you more inspiration to go and achieve more in life. We don't take time out to give ourselves appreciation and that love. That's what that self-love comes from. When you accomplish something strong, be proud of it. Like be proud of that you got over that. All right, and that's gonna keep you going as you keep going. You want to even take on more and more and get where you need to be in life. All right, and your vision is supposed to pull you. All right, it will keep pulling you even when you're down. It will pull you to get to where you need to go. So that's why it's important to have a vision and a big goal in life. Do something that's more than yourself. All right, and it just makes life interesting and more fun and it's beautiful.
Yeah, real talk. I know there's a lot that we can really dive into, but if we start going in all them places, we'll be talking forever. So we'll just run into the next segment of the show, which is the Vincent trivia. This is where I test. This is where I test your Vincent knowledge, just to make sure you're still Vincent. Make sure you don't sell out.
I didn't even know much Vincent stuff.
Tell me about it, man. I know it is, man. Like when you travel and then you realize there's something that's called culture, and you be like, oh shit. But I'm sure these ones you'll know. I put a few hard ones inside. I couldn't make it too easy for you. Seeing that you are a Vincent man.
Yeah. Hey, let's make it. And I'm excited. Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. It's a challenge. You gotta make it challenging for the Vincent man there.
Exactly.
Okay, so there's only 3 questions, right? And there are multiple choices. So you can look and have a guess. If you wanna take 2 guesses, it's up to you, okay?
Vincey Power. Let's go.
Let's go. Okay, the first question is, who was the first Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Was it A, E.T. Joshua? Was it B, the Honorable Dr. Ralph Gonsalves? Was it C, Dr. Goodwin Friday? Or was it D, the Honorable Milton Cato?
So it's definitely between Joshua and Cato. I can't remember because I'm gonna do a guess because the airport was named after Joshua, so I'm gonna go with E.T. Joshua.
Okay, is that your final answer, sir?
Yeah.
Okay, the first ever Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines was the Honorable Milton Cato. Lord of mercy. But you were close, you were very close.
I knew it was between one of them. I should have looked at it.
But I think Joshua was the first Governor General, I believe.
Oh, okay.
He didn't make. Yeah. He was close. Okay. Question number 2. What's the name of the international airport of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Is it A, E.T. Joshua International Airport? Is it B, St. Vincent International Airport? Is it C, Ralph Gonsalves International Airport? Or is it D, the Argyle International Airport?
Well, I know it's in Argyle, so
okay.
I'm gonna go with Argyle.
You're gonna go with Argyle, and the correct answer is the International Airport of St. Vincent and the Grenadines is the Argyle International Airport. I would have dashed your way. I would have thrown you away, man, if you didn't get this one right. Like,
but the thing is, right? I haven't been back in. Oh man, the last time I was in it was after my first deployment in 2013. So
wow.
Yeah, I haven't been back since then. So I was there. I saw the airport being built, but I was never there for the finish. But I keep up with some things, man. I keep up with my people.
Okay, cool. That's good. That's good. Yeah, and totally sell out. That's good. Okay, what final question? And this question, even I would have gotten this incorrect. This was the difficult one that I would have thrown at you, and it's not even something good for most Vincentian to know.
Yeah.
Kingston, which is the capital, has how many arches? Okay, as in the amount of arches under the building where you gotta walk under. Is it A, 100? Is it B, 25? Is it C, 400 plus? Or is it D, 250?
Is this only buildings or?
Well, most are buildings.
Right. Well,
and Kingston is also known as the tongue of arches, I think, as well.
Kingston.
Yeah, Kingston, yeah. The capital.
Is these drive under or walk under arches?
Just walk under.
Walk under. Okay, then there's more.
Yeah.
All right. So I will go with 250.
Is that your final answer, sir?
Kingston. Yeah, 250.
Okay. And Kingston, as of 2020, has 400 plus arches. when I saw, I was even surprised. Like, to be honest.
Yeah. I know. There's a lot of walking under buildings, but I didn't think it was that much.
Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so whenever you guys come to St. Vincent and the Grenadines and Tholin, when you come back to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, you can try and count all of them for yourself, you know.
Soon come. Not doing that.
You know, I wanted to ask how many beaches St. Vincent have, but I was like, I gotta go and Google that whole thing.
Nah, I need breadfruit, I need saltfish, I need mackerel.
Straight up.
All that.
Straight up. I just hope the accent is not really bugging anybody. If there's anything that you guys didn't really catch clearly because of the change in our accent, you can just leave a question in the comment section.
Wait, what did he say?
But this was a great conversation, man. There's so much that we went into. We definitely need to do this again. Just to maybe to go a bit deeper on some of these things that you mentioned, like, having a clear vision and also knowing yourself and being yourself, loving yourself, because I think, each of those topic in itself can be an entire conversation, and the whole idea of having goals that are bigger than yourself, and, how does someone develop that mental toughness in a sense whereby maybe their parents was never there to mold it for them, and you have already displayed how, mental toughness, shapes the mindset that it puts you in whenever a challenge comes on. And it was really awesome when you said how you became a marksman, being able to hit 38 targets out of 40, because of that mindset that you already had, that you could have done it. You had that self-talk within yourself.
Yeah.
And it just shows how, our mental prowess, shapes, our physical being, because for us to really take care of ourselves, we gotta be mentally strong, and creating that movie, for life as a result of, the trials that may come. Now, seeing this is the coming to the end of the segment. I don't know if there's anything that you like to leave with us. If there's, if somebody would like to reach out to you to work with you, like how can they do that? And just any final words or message for the fans and the audience.
So if anybody want to reach me, definitely on Facebook, Tholin Johnson. You can look up Tholin Johnson. I'm very active. I'm starting to get into the social media world. I wasn't big into social media too much, but now I want to reach more people and inspire more people, around the world. So my Instagram is JT underscore the flight attendant. Yeah. So you can follow me on Instagram for put out a lot of content. I'm always putting out a lot on the stories. And the biggest thing, I'm also doing a movement right now for veterans. So if you're a veteran, where we're doing 10 and 10. So trying to get the numbers down from 22 a day suicide to 10 a day suicide in 10 years. So basically all you're gonna do is do some pull-ups, do 10 pull-ups, and then you can share. If you can't do the pull-ups, then you go ahead and you give a funny story from the military that you had. And if you do achieve the pull-ups, then you basically tell of a time that you went through a rough time and how you got out of it. So it's basically the biggest thing for veteran suicide that I saw was people were just bringing awareness and no really goal on how to bring it down. And nobody was really focusing, like, to solve a problem, you got to really focus and like dissect the problem. And everyone was focusing on the 22 a day, but they weren't focusing on the 75% of veterans that commit suicide are actually not in contact with the VA and stuff like this, right? So that's 14 out of 22 are committing suicide, and they're not getting the help that they need. That's why the number is so big. So those are the people I want to reach out to, and I'm trying to do this movement to reach out to me, because social media can be used for positivity and not always negative and gossip and stuff like that. So I always find ways to use social media in a positive way. So that's something I'm definitely doing. And just be the best version of yourself and inspire others to do the same. You don't always have to go out your way to help somebody, but you can do little things to help somebody. It doesn't take much effort to help someone. And once you have a vision, a purpose, and a goal, you could achieve a lot of things in life. You will surprise yourself of how much you can achieve in life. All right. I always say the purpose paves the way for you in life. All right, purpose gives you passion to take action. All right, for your vision to transform into viable execution.
Straight up.
As always, know yourself, be yourself, love yourself, and you too, let's go above your mountains.
Straight up. Bless up. Well, you guys, you heard it from the man's mouth, Tholin Johnson. If you guys, I know most of my audience are not veterans, but maybe you have family members or friends who are. So, you can just, tell them about Tholin Johnson, what he does. He helped you find that clarity and pave the way for you to soar above. Man, thank you so much for this talk. We need to definitely do this again. Bring more love and value to the people. I know it's really late on your side, so I'm gonna give you that time for you to get some ZZs.
Yeah.
and book up on your Vincent trivia, man. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, I did better than
You've made it to the end of another deep conversation on Vincent to the world. And I hope that this conversation has brought you a ton of value. As I said, that my aim here is to act as a bridge between two worlds. That of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and that of the network of experts I've had the opportunity of connecting with throughout the years. Now, to ensure that my mission here has been accomplished, all I ask is for you to leave a comment in the comment section stating what top 3 insights did you gain as a result of this conversation. And also, if you like, you can also leave one actionable step that you can take in the next 7 days that is going to elevate your personal development. I'm Dino Delplesh, your favorite bodyweight strength coach. One love.